Welcome back to an all-new episode of VOLTalk. I'm your host, Vanessa Rodriguez, and today joining me is Elena Wood and Michelle Van Gelder from UT Recycling. How are you guys doing today?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good. Ready for the weekend?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, yeah.
Almost there. Any exams tomorrow?
No, but next week.
Yep.
Study hard. Okay, so can you explain how the recycling program works here at UT?
Okay, so essentially we are a part of facility services, and we have full-time workers, we have student workers like us, and we also have serving AmeriCorps members, so it's like the Peace Corps, but for the United States.
Oh, wow.
And so we have bins in every single building, like there's one in here. And building services picks up your trash and recycling and takes it out behind the building. So behind the studio, there are 95-gallon bins and a dumpster. Our full-time staff picks that up, and then it goes in our trucks, and it goes to a facility nearby where it's sorted and it's sold. So that's essentially how we do operational recycling, and then we try to educate you all about recycling. So that's basically what we do.
And where does it get sold to?
So we take all of our recycling to a facility called West Rock, which is located off of Middlebrook Pike. From there, it's sorted and then packaged, so it'll be sorted like cardboard and paper gets separated, obviously. And then that gets sold to anybody.
Oh.
So we actually have no idea where our materials go to, but we hope that they come back in the form of recycled materials.
So maybe somebody in Knoxville has something from UT.
That'd be cool.
So how did you two get involved with recycling?
So my advisor, Dr. McKinney, he actually is good friends with Jay Price, our boss, and he sent out an email to all the people who are majors in sustainability and environmental studies looking for someone to work with UT Recycling. I saw that email and I was like, oh, hey, that sounds like an awesome job. Reached out, got the job within a week or two over the summer, and I've been here since.
And you, Elena?
Yeah, I actually used to work at the farmer's market, and I got to know the people at recycling really well, and like Michelle said, we're both in sustainability, and I got that email too, and I was like, this is something that I would like to do. I've always been interested in waste management, so interviewed and started in the summer as well. So we've been here since summer 2016.
Wow. So what principles that UT Recycling follows? I know that it was like zero waste and all that. Can you explain that?
So we have a zero waste policy, which means that we want to divert at least 90% of our waste from the landfill. And we do this through recycling, composting, and donating items and food. And so how you actually do zero waste is you follow the 5 R's of recycling. Now you probably have heard that there's 3. There's 5 now. We like to add things. So you refuse. So you get a plastic bag. You try to avoid getting that, so you bring your reusable, and you're like, I refuse to use that. Then you reduce, reuse, and you recycle, and then you rot, and that's essentially just composting.
Okay.
So on campus, you can do that by composting, reducing, reusing, recycling, so make use of all the bins on campus, and make sure you know what can go in those.
That actually was my next point with the composting at UT now, that with the paper towels. Was it last year that it started? Because I came back from summer break and I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Let me use paper towels and like throw it in there. Can you guys explain that a little bit more?
Yes, so we do paper towel composting in Hodges Library, HSS, McClung Tower, T-Rex, and Claxton Complex. So essentially, you just put your paper towels in there, we come pick it up, it goes to our compost site, because paper towels are biodegradable. And we feel like that's much better use for them in a compost site than them going to a landfill and sitting in there and producing all kinds of greenhouse gases. So we also compost food waste. So we pick up from over 30 locations on campus, like campus dining halls and retail dining facilities, as well as like the UT Gardens and the UT Vet School. So we pick up manure, for example, and like yard trimmings. And that goes to our compost site, which is located near the UT Hospital. And it sits and we turn it, and it sits and we turn. And it gets really hot, like over 200 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. And over the course of 6 to 8 months, it matures and it comes back on campus, and we use it at the UT Gardens and at like planting beds on campus. So we actually have a garden plot at the UT Gardens, so we grow things with our compost as well. Yeah.
Alrighty. So next point, the recycling drop-off. I heard that you guys have new guidelines for the drop-off. Can you explain a little bit?
Yeah, so our recycling public drop-off is on 2121 Stevenson Drive. It's over off of Neelan Drive at Dock 24. And we pick up we take things like plastic, paper, glass, cardboard, scrap metal, e-waste, and batteries and things like that. And we're open 24/7. Anyone can come in, drop stuff off whenever they want. Yeah.
And it's not just for students, is it for all?
for everybody.
Everyone.
Okay, gotcha.
So one of the big things with that is we take glass still. You cannot put glass on a campus bin anymore. That's just a decision from the West Rock facility. So if you have a glass, take it to us. If you have film plastic, like plastic bags, for example, you can bring it to us and we recycle them. Because most people don't know that you can recycle them, or if they do know you can, they think you can just put them in any kind of recycling container, but you have to come and separate that.
What are some tips to recycle? Because I always try to have like a little bin. Do you guys have any tips for students on a college campus?
Yeah, so I have 3 separate little recycling bins in my apartment for me and my roommates to use. I have one for all paper and cardboard products, one for anything that's plastic, and then one for it's for scrap metal and glass and like the miscellaneous stuff that can also go like batteries and stuff like that. And so when I get there, I just take my bin and I separate it, because all the bins are usually like coordinated to like what's kind of alike at the public drop-off. So I'll take one bin and I'll separate it into the paper and the cardboard, and then I'll take my plastic and I'll take it and put it in the plastic bins and then the plastic film bins, and then I'll take the rest and just separate it like that.
And you, Elena? Any tips?
Yeah. My apartment actually has a recycling dumpster, which is interesting, but I can't put everything in it. So I have a bin that is everything that I can put in this dumpster, and then the rest I put in a different bin and I take it to work with me. But if any students do not have a recycling bin at their apartment complex, you can come and we will give you one. We have hundreds of free bins for you all.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I need one.
Come by.
So talking about work, how does students get involved volunteering or work with the UT Recycling?
Yeah, so we have our social media page, which is it's just UT Recycling. We have it on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram now, and we'll post for sure on Facebook if we ever need any volunteers for any volunteer opportunities. One of the biggest ones we do are the football games that are every football season. So every Saturday we'll have a group of volunteers come and help like pass out buttons or help man the zero waste stations to tell people where to put your compostable stuff and where to put your recyclable stuff. And we also need volunteers for the upcoming orange and white game, which is April 22nd, and we'll post on our social media for that. And also on our website, UT Recycle.
Recycle.utk.edu.
Yeah, you can email us there, or you can look on our website, and we'll have our volunteer opportunities on there too.
I will say we are currently hiring for student positions, so if you will be here over the summer, we highly recommend you come and work with us. It is definitely an enriching experience.
And do you have to be an environmental
Oh, no,
major,
you
or
don't.
just anybody who wants
Like
to?
we have a finance major and social work and engineers. It's just, if you're passionate about the environment, you honestly want to know more, just come and work with us, because I've learned so much about recycling and waste management.
Well, maybe a journalism major someday.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll see you guys next week.